In this lesson, we're going to be animating the circle. Okay, so let's change this circle to a shape layer as well. So I'll just select it, right click, go to Create Shapes from Vector Layer. We'll delete the original. And then let's do our same trim paths approach that we did in the last lesson. And this one, you're going to see that it's coming from that kind of left side there. So I'm going to take that down to 0, set a keyframe here. We'll go forward. This one, let's do 15 frames. So I just held shift and hit page down to go forward 10, and then hit page down 5 more times to go 5 more frames. And then I'll turn end up to 100. And you can see that just kind of swoops right through there. Now I want to do something interesting on this one. I want to start this at the top and then rotate it here. So that's going to be about 45 degrees. So let's bring up our rotation. And I'll just go ahead and click that rotation stopwatch here. And then we're going to rotate it backwards negative 45 degrees. Okay. Actually, we probably want to do negative 90 to get it all the way back onto its other side. There we go. So that one's just kind of an interesting little take on that first tail is a moving target. So I just like kind of the way that feels a little bit different. Now let's go in and do our same method in the graph editor. This time I'm going to select both keyframes, hit the graph editor button, and you can see kind of what those look like. They're both perfectly linear. We'll go ahead and hit the Easy Ease In button to give them those handles. And then I'm just going to shift select and pull those back. And you can see we've made a nice curve there. So now let's come back over here and we'll just watch that. And you can see it just is a little bit slower here at the end. So if I hit the 0 key to preview it, you can just kind of watch it through, and it comes on really quickly, but then it just looks very nice and smooth at the end. Now, one of the other things I want to add to this is my motion blur switch. So I'm going to turn that on and turn motion blur on for this comp. And we'll probably want to go back and do that for our half hoop as well. So I'll turn on the motion blur switch and motion blur for that comp. So that later on in the project, as we continue to do more and more of these, we will already have that done, and when we start using them, we don't have to worry about going into the comp and making sure switches are set. And they're so small of files, you don't really have to worry about it slowing your project down by having motion blur turned on there. Okay, that's it for the circle. Let's come back in the next lesson and we'll animate our side line.